Hello everybody, welcome back to another Minetest mod review, and today we are looking at the filter mod, which is pretty much only useful on servers. So if you do not own a server, there's probably no point in watching this video, but I'm going to go over this mod anyways. So what this mod essentially does is filters out words from chat, and it does so by giving users incentives to not use certain words. Now you can use whatever words you want in the word list. You just create a file called, I believe it was words.txt in the modded directory, and then put in whatever words you want. So in my case, I don't want anybody to use the word Minecraft. So if you type that, it gives you this nice little form spec telling you, please watch your language. And then you have to say, okay. And then you can go on about your merry way. And then maybe, I don't know. Oh, also note that my message did not get sent through. And then, I don't know, maybe you want to say something like, this is a horrible clone of a better game. Ooh, now we get a temporary mute. And the message also didn't go through. That is because for my testing purposes, I put the word clone in the list, so you're not allowed to use the word clone. If you have a message with the word clone, it just won't go through. I did interestingly notice this though. I added that to the list and it still works. So I have a feeling it's because there's the $sign in it. So let's try this. Oh, I need to start typing chat first. Huh, that goes through. So if you abbreviate your bad words with $signs, evidently the filter won't catch them. Of course, that looks atrocious, but I suppose if you want to get around a word list filter, you'll do things like that. So if you keep going, I also did Windows. I've been temporarily muted. Now I'm not 100% sure what this temporary mute is, because if we check the privs, I still have shout. So I'm assuming, and like I can still say stuff. So I'm not 100% sure what that temporary mute is. I'm assuming if this was actually on a server and not a local single player game, that other players wouldn't see my words. They'd still show up for me, but nobody else would see it. But then continuing along, if we do a fourth word in a 10-minute period, now keep in mind, this isn't a 10-minute period. So you can use essentially 3 bad words every 10 minutes and you won't get in trouble. The moment that you use a fourth word in this list, and they don't necessarily have to be bad words. Like in my case, none of mine were bad words. They're just words I don't want people using. I got kicked with a message of please mind your language. Now you can instantly rejoin the game and say, say I'm back. So it's only it doesn't do like a temporary ban or anything. It kicks you, but you can log back on right away. Now, depending on the server and internet speeds and, all of these variables that I can't get into here, it's not going to be as quick as it was for me logging back into a local world. So yes, the goal then is that people will be annoyed by getting kicked and they will not use words that are not allowed. Now, you may want to, if you were going to put this on a server, have some way of informing users beforehand, either some signs in spawn or something saying, hey, don't use bad words. Now, obviously, I wouldn't go and list every single bad word you're not allowed to use, because that would be pretty counterintuitive and would pretty much defeat the whole purpose of even putting the mod on, because then everybody would see all the bad words. But, it might be nice to let people know, oh, hey, by the way, don't use bad words on this server because whatever reason you want to cite. I don't care what reason you want to cite, but whatever reason you want to cite. Or you could just say, hey, no talking about Fortnite on this server. And then you could put Fortnite in your list. And I don't know if any other dances have names. But if they do, put the names of the dances in, if their characters have names, you might get a little sketchy territory using character names, because what happens if somebody logs on your server with that name and then somebody wants to talk to them and says their name, and now they're getting in trouble for using bad words when it's, so there's kind of a fine line you got to toe there. But if there was, whatever it is, you don't want people talking about food. I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you didn't, you could add it to that list, and then people would get an annoying little pop-up every time they mention whatever food. So if you really really hate pineapple pizza, you could add that to your list, and then anytime somebody says pineapple pizza, they would get a message saying, hey, bad words aren't allowed. And they'd be like, what? All I said was pineapple pizza. That's not a bad word. So, I mean, you might want to change things a little bit, if you're not using it just to filter bad words. You might want to say talking about these topics isn't allowed either, and then list off, Fortnite and pineapple pizza, whatever. But yeah, that really is all this mod does. It just adds a filter for the chat. Doesn't add any nodes. There is is that how you spell Fortnite? Oh, I have to give myself the server privilege first. So I forgot about this part. So you can do, I hope that's how you spell Fortnite. I'm going to look like an idiot if it's not. But now if somebody, in chat says, ooh, no using the word Fortnite. There's 2 other commands as well. I should look real quick to see what they are. Okay, so then we can do filter list, and it says there's 7 words: Minecraft, Microsoft Windows, $, which is what a lot of people that don't like Windows and Microsoft do. They'll do $, because you know what? Don't worry about why. We do. Okay, clone, rip off, and Fortnite. And then, say for whatever reason we decided we wanted to remove a word. So we can do filter remove. And you know what? We're going to remove the $, because it didn't work anyways. So now we can do, if I knew how to spell filter, and we will see that the $sign is no longer there. So it's handy if you have, an admin account on your server, which I would really hope you do, that has the server privilege. You can just add the words while the game is running instead of having to do it, shutting the whole world down just to add some words to your list. I think I have now covered all of the topics. You also can make it so you take damage, not directly by this mod, but the code to make that modification to the mod, if you want it, is available on the forum topic, which will be linked on my website, which is linked, as always, in the video description. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another mod review, and I will see you then.